That I thought you were gonna.
I got stopped. It wouldn't turn over.
You know what
it wouldn't turn over.
That's like be an alternator problem.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Rob Riggle. Welcome back to Riggle's Picks. With me today,
Darren Leader.
And state your name for the record, sir.
Gabriel Brown.
Gabriel Brown.
Gabriel Brown. You don't go by Gabe Brown.
I go by Gabe Brown, but only friends. You know.
Brown.
So
you can call me Gabe.
Okay.
All right. Hey now.
We're out of the gate.
I like how you did that.
Yeah.
Gabe is something special. Eat a sandwich, okay? Don't look at my phone.
Well,
don't look at my phone.
It went off during the show, fool.
Can't help it if I'm popular, bro.
Okay.
Gabe gets it.
I get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Hey, before the show started, we were doing phonetic alphabet, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's very popular in aviation and the military. It's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo. Then you go down through the whole alphabet. And we were doing fun little crack-em-ups. So tell me, when I do this, we've all heard Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. What does that mean, Gabe?
What the Foxtrot.
There you go. What the Foxtrot.
What the Foxtrot.
And then I threw at you Sierra, Mike, Delta.
See me dive. And I threw you.
I thought it was Slap Me Daddy.
It's same thing, but different.
No, it's Sierra, Mike, Delta. S my D.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. And then I said Lima, Mike, Beta.
Bravo,
Beta.
Well, it's just beta male, kind of just natural.
Alpha, Bravo.
So
Charlie.
I guess Elma B's is really what I'm trying to say.
Right, L your B's. I see, but so there's just a lot of code talk going on here, everybody. I want you to be aware.
I don't know the code. You guys both know the code because Gabe. Let's just dive into it.
Yeah. By the way, everybody,
you skydive.
Gabe Brown, incredibly talented. We're gonna dive into all of your capabilities, all the things you've done. But you're a Navy man.
I am a Navy man.
Let's start with that. So thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Love having another veteran on here. We had Gabe. We had Nate Boyer on here.
Yeah.
Amazing veteran as well. And now we're having another veteran on, so I feel very good about it.
I feel super protected.
Yeah.
I also feel like I kind of wish that I would have served, but I didn't. I took the path of rock and roll.
That's serving.
I served. You served. I definitely served some things.
You served it up cold.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded. But you guys did the selfless thing. You guys went for it for all of us. So it's appreciated by us.
Well, that's
people
nice
who
of you.
didn't.
That's nice of you to say, D-Man. And by the way, there's a kind of a special treat. We rarely have our guest in the studio.
I know. And
why?
Because
it's awkward as heck.
We're super remotely locaed in the Salton Sea.
That's right.
No one wants to come here.
That's right. We are on a remote island.
Yeah.
So it's hard for people to get here.
Yeah.
But Gabe, I'm going to let you talk here in a second.
Thank you.
You have a connection to the show because your lovely wife is Claire.
Yeah, my lovely wife is Claire.
What's AmeriClaire?
Well, she's soon to be AmeriClaire.
Well, she is now, right? She is now. She's an American citizen now.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you had a big part of that.
Yes. Yeah.
Would she have stayed in Canada, do you think, had she not met you?
I think so. Yeah.
You can speak for her. You're married to her.
Oh, of course I can. Right. Definitely. She actually wanted me to be in Canada, and I was like, no way.
She wanted you to go be
a Canadian.
What did they say?
Canuck.
A
Canuck.
A Canuck. A Canuck?
Canuck.
Yeah. Oh.
I think it's
what are you saying? A haberdashery?
No, it's like the Habs. Claire.
That is what they refer to one of the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
Are also referred to as the Habs.
Like inhabitants. That's what it is. Oh. But it's some French malarkey. I don't understand.
I just got some knowledge dropped on me.
Yeah.
I just
Les
learned.
Habs. That's the Canadians.
I never thought I'd ever learn anything from you. I just learned something from Darren today.
The thing
the
thing that you guys are learning is that you can learn something from me.
That is. That's amazing.
You're welcome.
Thanks for dropping the knowledge.
Thanks for letting me do it.
Yeah. Hey, Claire, you're here. Are you a Hab?
I'm not. I'm just a hoser.
Oh, right, eh?
Yeah, right, eh?
Hey,
did you work at the Elsinore Brewery, eh? That's inside baseball. That's way before her time. That was Strange Brew with Bob and Doug.
Mackenzie.
I know. It's my
Do you? Well, how come you didn't enjoy my Elsinore Brewery reference?
Because it's been a long time since I watched it, but once you said that, then I was like, oh, that's why.
That's why.
We haven't even let Gabe say anything.
That's cool. I'm enjoying this.
All right. It's like a tennis match.
So, Gabe, talk to us. Tell us about what you've got a lot of projects. You are a voice master. That is, I feel very confident saying that.
Thank you.
You do all kinds of voices, sound effects. You do but you're also an amazing singer and musician. So tell us about that. Tell us what's going on with your career here.
My career's been kind of weird. After I got out of the Navy, I went to Canada to try to do the voice acting thing. Got in a few shows. Wasn't enough to, pay to live there because it is the most expensive, Vancouver's most expensive city in North America.
That is, I've filmed movies up there. It's pricey.
Yeah, even more than LA, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. So moved back to Arizona. Was like, I want money, but I don't want to work. So YouTube was the obvious, only
when
choice.
people, that's very common. People want money and they don't want to work.
Yeah. I thought I was the first to think of that. Turns out a lot of people want the same thing.
Yeah.
So I started YouTube. I was like, what's popular? I noticed that the YouTube algorithm, gave a lot of favor to the people that like famous musicians and actors and stuff like that. And so I just started doing impression videos. And they started getting like super viral. And I think for one day I released a video that got 20 million views in a day.
Think about that.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt
20 million?
You're telling us you do impressions.
Or try.
All right. You think what I'm thinking?
Yep.
I know. Because I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Yeah.
We're
We're just going to have to hear your Christopher Walken.
Oh, well, Christopher Walken now talks more like this. He's older and wiser.
That's pretty good. I actually was thinking to myself before you mentioned that he was older, I was thinking, man, that sounds like an old Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Have you seen Dune 2?
No.
Can I say that? Can I say that? Or I get copyright flag? I can say Dune 2.
Oh, that's how he does it.
So yeah.
Let me hear yours.
I cannot.
Everybody's got a Walken.
Everyone's got to walk in.
Everybody's got it. You got to try it.
I'm Christopher Walken here.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
great.
That is much better.
Let's hear yours.
Dune 2 is terrible.
That's good.
That was really good. This is really good.
Okay, ready? Let me hear your impression of Bill Cosby. It's a...
Only the dentist tell you not to pick your teeth with any sharp metal object.
That's good.
It puts the Jello pudding pop in the... That's all I got.
It's a shemizel shemizel.
It's a hard one to do.
It's hard, but it's a lot of mushy. Just
I will kick you.
It's like and there's a Russian in there.
Yeah.
You just did a Russian version of.
This is Bill Cosby.
This is Bill Cosby. I'm going to the moon.
We did a show at the UCB Theater back in New York one time called Cosby Prov, where everybody was Bill Cosby.
Oh my God!
And you just did scenes like regular scene, but everybody had to be Bill Cosby, or whatever. And it was everybody's. Some people were great, some people were terrible, but then you do these things. Everybody was Bill Cosby.
Amazing.
Yeah, hilarious.
Wow.
Okay, so what is your favorite impression?
Oh my gosh. I get asked that question all the time, and I still don't have an answer. I wish I
What's the top three?
Yeah, give me that always makes it nice. Gives a little push.
I like doing the voices that are hard. Like Donald Duck is a fun one because it's a
Donald
it's a
Duck.
challenge.
Now, give me a taste. Break off a little Donald D. Okay. Now that was a quality duck. Did you understand what he said though? Because I closed my eyes.
Do it one more time and say something different.
Yeah,
We're gonna decipher.
I'm gonna see if I can understand because the duck is there.
Yo, yeah.
The duck is the best
The
ever.
language is gone.
But I need to hear the words. So hit me again.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Riggle's Picks.
Yeah.
That's what I caught.
So I used to be way better. Then I had my wisdom teeth removed, and now he's drunk Donald Duck all the time.
Okay.
So. That works.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's good.
Did anyone film you while you were on your painkillers?
Yeah, actually, it's a great video.
Really?
I went straight into like therapist mode. I don't know what was going on.
You were fixing people.
Oh yeah, I was. I had a fake notepad and everything.
Okay,
it's really weird.
So Claire, you're gonna need to get some of that video so we can insert it right
now.
here.
Yes.
300,000 out of every 300,000 Americans have been diagnosed with heart having. Do you think you have a heart?
That was amazing.
So
Absolutely
good.
amazing. You are a
Excellent
therapist.
clip selection too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think in another life you were a therapist?
I think in this life I
In
was
this life.
supposed to be a therapist. Yeah.
But you went on and decided not to work.
I did,
What was your
yeah,
job in the
decided to
Navy?
work. I had 3 jobs in the Navy. I signed up. Well, okay, when I first joined, it was rescue swimmer.
Oh gosh, that's tough work.
Yeah, but you're not allowed. I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, but you can't just join as a SEAL.
Sure.
So rescue swimmer, did the PST, passed.
Smart move. Go and rescue swimmer. Okay, keep going. Very smart.
Did the PST, passed, got into SEAL training, broke my leg in a skydiving accident, and then cross-rated to gunner's mate. It's just, I was schooling the
Is
same
that
place.
Australian?
Gunners mate.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah, in America,
Sorry.
it's just gunners, bro.
Oh, Gunners, bro.
Yeah.
Gunners, homie.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Gunner?
Yo, Gunner.
Yo, Gunner.
And then for the last 3 years, I found out about the Navy band, and I got in, and then I toured the Eastern Hemisphere singing in the native language of every country that I went to.
What?
Which was
Holy dude, you're a
So-
superstar.
Yeah. So wait a minute. We're multiple languages.
Yeah, so I've got this kind of memory thing where if I hear something 3 times, I memorize it. Now it's like 5 times because I'm amazing. But all I had to do is listen to the songs that they wanted me to sing 3 times, and then I'd have it memorized. So I can sing, and I still remember most of the songs, but I don't know what I'm saying. So
You sound like a little bit of a national asset. Like you should not be here. You should be at NSA.
You should be in an NSA or in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Would you mind being in the Smithsonian right now?
I think while living, probably. I think it'd get really boring.
Okay,
Sure it'd
selfish. That seems selfish, but
Me too. I think so too.
yeah.
Yeah, like you did all this cool stuff for serve your country and all that stuff, and now you're not willing to be in a glass cage alive.
Well, I don't know. It depends on what they feed me.
They're gonna feed you whatever you want. It's the Smithsonian, bro.
Oh,
Smithsonian.
well, you
They-
didn't say you should open with that.
Well, okay.
because that's a much better.
You
pitch.
get all the food you want, whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can use a private bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to be on fronts. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not. That is
All right. So
crazy
yeah, I'm not.
talk.
I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not familiar.
Let us manage you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll get you what you need.
Appreciate that.
So, you're a singer.
yeah.
You are a musician.
Sure.
What instruments do you play?
See, there you go. When I said sure because I mostly sing.
Okay.
I can play the keyboard. I can play the guitar. Not well enough to want to do it on stage.
Gotcha. But you do it well enough to be able to be creative at home.
Right. But most of the time, like when I produce music, it's my brother producing the music. He's an incredible producer. He can do with music what I can do with voices. So we've produced in every genre, and we've only recently kind of figured out how to make that work for our business model. So we got our first gold record. It got certified like 2 days ago. So
That's
we're
unbelievable.
really
Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
From Guam, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gabe is like sneaky impressive here.
You know what? Gabe kind of is flexing, and I love it.
Yeah. Well,
I love
but
It's
how can you not? I mean, look what he's doing. Look
he's
at
just
out
reporting the news, and he's still awesome.
there. That's exactly. He's not flexing. He's just reporting the news, man.
That's life news.
Just deal with it.
Yeah, I am. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So your voice work is highly impressive too.
Thank you.
Before we go to that, I want to talk about this. I saw a video of you skydiving, free fall.
Yeah.
Solo. You weren't
Yeah.
tandem.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said you had broke your leg in a skydiving
Yes.
accident, and yet you were back out there doing it again.
Yes.
Now some say that's foolish.
I would agree with some.
Okay.
So we recently. I'm going to make a what could be a short, interesting story, a long, boring story.
Oh, like Riggle.
Right.
Wait a minute. What?
We got some time.
Nothing.
I'm not pumping that. Get out of here.
Nothing. I need to use that.
Yeah.
On Claire.
Yeah. What'd you say? Nothing.
I think it'll work once.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we recently got new management, and they've taken over a lot of the logistical stuff that I've been doing, and so I found myself at home for like a week doing nothing. And I was like, oh, I don't know.
And that doesn't work for you.
No. So
That doesn't
I'm
work
like,
for you.
I need to get recurrent. I need to get my skydiving license again. 13 years since my last jump. And I found out there's recurrency training at Skydive Arizona, which is like the biggest drop zone in the world, and it's like an hour drive from where I live. So I just went up there and I just asked them. I was like, hey, recurrency, huh? And they're like, oh yeah, ground school, we can do ground school today, and then you'll do your check dive tomorrow, and and then you'll be current again. So the video that I posted was my first dive in 13 years. But yeah, it was pretty intense. But I did some tunnel time beforehand, 5 minutes in the tunnel.
Do you get scared? Do you get intimidated? Do you get your adrenaline going? Does it?
Are
you cool as ice?
I don't get scared very easily, and I actually kind of miss it. I was scared jumping out of that plane for the first time in 13 years, and it was great. But I was only scared like on the way up and when the door opened. As soon as I exited, it's like you go into game mode and you just focus.
Yeah.
And so once I was out of the plane, there were no nerves anymore. It was just like just came back to
just free falling. With the song "Free Falling" playing in your mind.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
It's actually driving me crazy.
Yeah.
I can't.
Can you do a little of that number right now?
Cause I'm
free falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Claire, I got to bring you into this conversation.
Do you?
Yes, a little bit. I think I do. When he says to you, I got to go get recurrent after 13 years, I'm jumping out of a plane, you say,
Hell yeah, baby.
okay.
That's how they do it in Canada.
Supportive.
Yeah. A little weird that she said, hi, yeah.
Yeah, and she kind of sang. It was sing-songy.
She did.
Hi, yeah, baby.
Hi, yeah, baby.
It's probably the painkillers.
Did you just slip one in her smoothie?
Well, whatever I can slip it into. Wherever I can slip it into.
Yeah.
Copy that. Not only do you sing, but you got skills in the bedroom.
Don't fist bump that, Gabe.
Wow.
What do you mean? I fist bump my own
Hey,
really
prowess?
smooth
Claire.
line, by the way.
Yeah.
you're the one just singing, yeah, baby. Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah. You know what? I am fist bumping Gabe because I'm just gonna imagine he's awesome.
Claire?
Can confirm.
Oh,
All right.
keeping it clean.
Yeah.
There you go.
Keeping it good.
Yeah.
So, what's next? What are you planning on doing with your voice skills, so to speak?
So, you guys have probably talked about this, but we're kind of like trying to figure out how to navigate this space with the rapid rise of AI. We were kind of going after sync and like placement without growing our
This was part of the strike we were on for all last year. Yes.
Yeah, and then that all went the way it did. But we're kind of trying to figure out how to navigate and what we think the answer is if you set up a really strong brand around yourself.
Well, no, don't give away any proprietary secrets.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want you to give
then
away.
I should stop there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
If you
kidding.
set up a good brand around yourself, that's how you do it.
Right. Yeah. So, but basically, we want to make the demand about us and what we're doing and not about the content. Because AI, I think, is going to be used mostly to help create content, but no one's going to be a fan of an AI artist because there's no personal connection.
Yes.
People want to follow people.
Yes.
And so I do believe that the industry will start using AI to help them write and produce, just like they used Pro Tools.
Right.
When it came along, it didn't replace live bands,
Helped.
but it helped. So I'm hoping that's kind of where we settle into. But I think the areas that are in the most danger are like quick turnaround jingle writing, sync stuff where the artist that is creating this work isn't necessarily very famous or popular, and they need quick turnaround and they need it to be specific. Why not just throw it in? I'm not saying I agree with it, but I think this is where it's going. Why not just ask ChatGPT or whatever to write that for you?
Interesting.
I hate it.
I hate it too. I really, really do. But I'm just trying to be like,
No, you have to.
A little forward thinking because that's nothing stays the same.
You have to navigate. And I appreciate that everything changes all the time, and I get that. I'm not one of those guys going, "Oh man, used to be so cool in the olden days." Though that's true for some things.
Yeah.
It's coming, right? So you either embrace it or you fight it.
Or you get run over by it.
Yeah, and if you do that, if you try to hold on, you're like, you're gonna get smashed. Yeah. You're gonna get smashed.
You heard Bohica? You ever hear that in the Marines? Bohica? Oh, maybe that's more of a Navy thing. It's an acronym. It stands for Bend Over, Here It Comes Again.
Yeah,
that is very Bohica approach.
No, I had not heard
to
about
this
that.
industry.
So you were on AGT.
I was on AGT.
Oh, America's Got Talent.
They do. America does have some talent.
So drop it on us. Tell us your experience. And before we do that, write down
almost.
Write down AGT. We're coming back to that. I want to go back to because I think we got sidetracked about the 20 million download.
Right.
So tell me about that.
Okay, so I had one day, 20 million views, like $40,000 in one day. It's like, oh my gosh, this is it. The very next day, my entire channel got copyright strike on everything. Like some person went in, flagged everything all the way down the backlog. They did composition claims. They couldn't I produce my own tracks, or I had my brother produce them. And I sing, like, everything is re-recorded by me, so they can't get me on.
You don't lift anything.
Right. They can't get me on that, but they can get me on composition. They can get me on likeness. And they did. They went through, and I went from 100% monetized to about 5% monetized.
I'm sorry about
in
that.
a day. And I tried to fight it, and I couldn't win. So
wow. See, there's all kinds of traps and potholes that people don't understand.
Yeah.
They just think, oh, I'll do this,
So-
and then they get bit in the ass.
that's right.
If you monetize, and let's just say that person didn't do that, or you didn't get flagged for a week, but you transferred the money out of your account into your bank, would you have to pay it back?
Oh, no. And that's the thing that YouTube does it depends on when you get flagged, right? They never go retroactive. So if you contest, it goes into escrow from the moment you contest. And then whatever the decision is, the money goes to whoever party wins. But for example, like if you get erroneously flagged and you don't notice it for 5 months and you contest it and you win, those 5 months, not yours. They're gone. You can bring lawyers into it, but YouTube doesn't get involved. Because they've got so much content. That's kind of their policy. They're like, we don't get involved. You guys figure it out. But yeah, no retroactive pay.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah.
That's
I did get that $40,000 because I got it that one day. But then after that point, so that's why we kind of started moving more into original music.
So 20 million views got you 40 G's.
Yeah. It's a $2 per 1,000 views. So yeah.
Come on, man.
I want 40K. You got 40K?
What?
40K, $40,000.
Yeah, I know, but I can't get 20 million people to watch me.
I'm asking you if you just have 40 G's lying around.
No. Who's got 40 G's lying around?
Apparently Gabe does.
No,
No, that
that was years ago.
yeah. And that
I
was-
spent it on Cheez-Its.
See,
That's a lot of cheeses.
and probably
Yeah.
those spicy chili.
Spicy chili Doritos.
that
that's
Claire
right.
loves so much.
Yeah,
those
dang it.
sheets are body weight
Those
in
are-
those things.
Those
Probably.
are great.
Well, that's not difficult. It's like 3 chips. You know.
Yeah.
But,
Claire's
yeah.
not.
That's like
Claire's
a half a
not
bag.
giant.
That's a half a bag
That's
of
right.
chips.
Yeah. If it's too windy, she has to stay inside.
That's right.
Well, and you're out in Arizona.
That's right. So it's windy.
It is windy out there.
Okay, so now we go back to AGT. Thank you for clearing that up.
Absolutely.
So AGT,
Yeah.
you go on. They're like, "Hey, you're American. You got talent."
These are one of those things.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then what happened?
They said you're American and we can fudge the rest.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was just kind of a weird thing. They had been asking about me for a couple of years, and I had turned them down because I was doing the YouTube thing and it was going well and didn't have time. I was applying to be an astronaut, and I was actually selected.
Hold on a second.
How do you gloss
You
over
just
that?
you glaze over some big things, man.
Oh, it's circling the world
Yeah.
on a cart on a go-kart.
Yeah.
And I applied to be an
That
astronaut.
was after SEAL training.
Yeah, my
But
bad.
before astronaut training.
Was that after I broke my legs? skydiving?
I can't remember.
Or the 20 million views?
Well, it was right around the time I did the fighter jet thing, and you did the fighter jet thing too. So I remember we talked about that.
Yes, we did. But now, okay, so you're like pre-astronaut,
Right.
but you've decided.
Yeah.
I think I want to go into space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've wanted to do that for a long time. It's just the opportunity came up, and I jumped at it. And so I got really, really far. And a lot of this is like still, I'm not supposed to talk about like all the details.
Yeah.
But basically, I was going. I was at UCLA. I was getting my medical screening. I'd done all the training. I had, lots of friends
That's
who were going to
amazing.
space, and I got cut at the very last stage of selection, like a week before I was supposed to go like meet the
I'm
team and
so
everything.
sorry.
Yeah, and
Why?
it was
Do you know why?
devastating. I do know why. I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Too good looking. Don't say
Okay,
anything.
so you figured it out.
That's
Don't
why
say
I was.
anything.
That's why I was cut.
I imagine both of you guys were probably cut because you were a threat to your commanding officers because of your looks.
Astronauts, they're talented, but they're.
I get it.
and
I
it's-
get it.
it's
I'm
a
looking
threat.
at both of you. I get it.
They have a policy. NASA's always had a policy about sexy astronauts.
Yeah.
So that's why we got cut.
Understood.
But we were at different.
They're
times.
actually just called Tronauts, and it was a mistake. It was sexy ass
Yeah,
Tronauts,
yeah.
and then someone.
They had to shorten it and
Yeah,
everything because there was a PR team behind it.
They always do that.
Yeah, but it was the Cold War, so it was a different time.
Yeah.
It's a different time. But
Sputnik.
so so the astronaut thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. It sounds like it was a heartbreaker.
I had to watch one of my friends go to space because we promised each other to go to each other's launches, and I got cut a week before the launch, so I had to watch.
That's amazing.
Dude, hold on. Another thing you're just glossing over. We promised each other we'd go to each other's launch. Have you ever said that?
No, I mean, I did like on a big weekend, like right before spring break. I would say to my friends, I was like, "You got to see my launch."
Okay, I get that.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Followed by hold my beer.
yeah,
Right. Watch this,
yeah. Watch
bro.
this.
And that's usually off a diving board somewhere at a cheap ass hotel.
Yeah. And he goes, "What did he say?" He goes, "Watch his launch, bro."
Watch his launch, dude. But you, Gabe, you're like,
He was talking about outer space.
we promised each other we'd go to each other's launch.
Yeah, and my friend's name Cyan Proctor, Dr. Cyan, Dr. Proctor is what she goes by. And she's actually the first black female spaceship pilot.
Amazing.
Yeah, she's very cool.
What type of doctor is she?
She is I believe, something to do with rocks. Sorry, Cyan.
Geologist.
Geologist.
Wait a
Yes.
minute. She's Dr. Proctor, rock doctor?
Rock Dr. Proctor.
Dr.
yeah.
Proctor, the rock doctor.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Heck yeah.
I want that handle.
I can't believe she hasn't grabbed that handle yet, actually.
Dr. Proctor.
Riding in a helicopter. Dude.
Okay. Copyright, trademark, Rob Riggle, all of
Yeah.
it. All of it. Everything we just said.
No.
No.
Flag
added
him.
the helicopter
Flag
part.
him. I got a helicopter.
Yeah.
You can't take the helicopter.
I'm sorry, you didn't copyright, trademark.
Dang it.
It's all right.
Is that like nose goes, except in like entertainment?
I don't know what that means.
If you copyright and trademark it, verbally or written, it's
Right.
yours.
Okay, great. Oh, man, I freaking love that.
So,
I need to
Everything you're
remember
about to say, copyright, Darren Leader.
that. I'll see you.
Done. Nailed it.
You didn't trademark it. Trademark Rob Riggle.
Dang it. He always does this.
It's like the infinity rule, though. You can't anything moving forward.
Yeah.
It's got to be right when it happens. It's
Exactly.
like punch bug. You know, I can't go punch bug for the 3.
You can't do it in
punch bugs I wanna
advance.
see.
Yeah.
Fool.
Or
So-
Tesla twister.
When I was young and we used to punch each other in the arms, you know have those contests.
Oh yeah.
If a buddy would like hit me, sort of on a scale of 1 to 20, if he hit me as a 6, I'd tag him at a 19.
Yeah. that's what you gotta do.
And nobody wanted to play that game ever again. Like that was my mode when I was a kid. I was that guy.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. I didn't know how to play. I didn't know how to the appropriate response level, like
Proportionality.
Yes, just totally disproportionate. They go bam, and I go whack, and that was it.
You got to give him somewhere to go. But I guess you give him a 1.
I was a
right?
fun
19.
sucker in those kinds of things.
Boo.
I'm booing myself. Boo.
Just remind me not to
Okay,
play,
so-
Yeah,
punch
yeah.
on with
Hold
I'm
on.
just telling you.
I want to talk to Gabe now.
sorry.
So Gabe gets dangerously close to his dream of being an astronaut. It doesn't pan out. Very sorry about that because I know heartbreak and that stuff hurts.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen. So where you know obviously you take a little time to regroup and get back motivated again. Where do you go from there? What do you?
Well,
how do
that's exactly where AGT comes in. Where
Okay.
I had taken almost 2 years training and preparing for this mission, and then I don't get to go, and so I'm like, well, now what? And it was at a gas station that I got a call from one of the producers because I'd given my number at some point, and they were like, we'd really like you on this season. Can you be here in like 2 weeks? And I was like, yeah, why not? And I brought my brother on board, and initially we were going to work with this company called Proto. But there was like this weird conflict of interest because like a few days earlier, Howie Mandel had invested a whole bunch of money into their company, so it became a conflict of interest. So our producer Nigel, this is a week before our scheduled audition, goes, well, I mean, Proto's gone, so if you can come up with an act, you're on, but you got to be quick, you know. And we're like, so we just kind of threw together what I don't know if you ended up seeing what we did, but just like the cards thing.
Yeah.
We threw that together. We made it in my garage like overnight, and then we pitched it to him and said, how about this? And they went, love it. Come in. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was
Your
just that,
accent-
and it was so quick.
Your accent's fantastic.
Yeah, that is good. What is that? That's Essex.
That's London. That's
That's
like
London?
Yeah, that's more Eastern.
It's not Cockney.
London.
Cockney is much
No,
rasher.
No, that's London.
See, I thought you were going to say like Southern, like redneck, you know.
Yeah.
Great accent. What is that? Like, you know.
What is that? That Mississippi?
Boston?
Is
It's
that
Boston.
Mississippi?
Is that Mobile? Mobile, Alabama?
That's Mobile for sure.
Definitely.
Definitely. You can hear it.
But anyway, yeah, no, we did it. It was great. It was really, really fun.
Explain the act. Explain it to our
we
listeners who didn't see it.
We had the judges draw cards, and it was a song card and a character card. And then we had them pick, whichever ones they wanted and put them up on a little display in front of themselves. And then my brother and I went left to right, and we just did the song in the character voice that they picked all the way to the end. And we counted on that Simon Cowell would pick himself, which he did. So I got to do an impression of Simon to Simon. And
that's fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. It went really well. And then at the very end, we sort of rigged the last one because we wanted to do You Will Be Found from that famous Broadway show that I can't remember, in the voice of Ben Platt. And so we gave that. Thank you, Dear Evan Hansen. We gave that to Terry Crews, and so he came up with that, and that's how we made sure that at least the last song would be good.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it was like crazy. People were chanting "buzzer, buzzer," the golden buzzer thing. And Simon goes, "I would love to give you my golden buzzer. Unfortunately, I've already given it away." And I'm like, I don't know if that was true or not. And they ended up cutting it from the what aired. Yeah. But yeah, so we got 4 yeses and did the semifinals, and it was really fun.
That's awesome, man.
Did that kick off? The YouTube thing was before that.
Yes, it was. And I will say they didn't want us to use Black Gryph0n on the show because I already had 5 million or close to 5 million subscribers at the time. And I think they didn't want it to look like we were already like established, even though we were doing something very different than what we normally do. So they rebranded us as the Brown Brothers because last name is Brown. And we're brothers.
You're brothers.
Yeah, little confusing. I know confused some people.
It's convoluted.
When
for
two
sure.
white guys walked out on stage.
The Brown Brothers.
And people were like, oh.
All right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have read that. I wouldn't read anything into that. With Brown Brothers, I'm like, oh, yeah. It's Gabe and which brother's name?
Nathaniel.
Yeah, Gabe and Nate.
Yeah.
Gabriel and Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Does he go by Nate or does he go by Nathaniel?
He goes by Nate.
That's very Amish sounding to me.
Yeah, this is biblical. And we got Naomi and Susanna.
It's Gabriel and Nathaniel.
I dub thee Gabriel, I dub thee Nathaniel.
They do sound colonial.
Right?
Yeah.
Colonial, but those are great names. Colonial names are great names.
They are.
They are.
Can you do an impersonation and a song for us?
Oh, yeah.
Right now?
What do you want?
I want Kenny Rogers doing It's Getting Hot in Here.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to have to...
That's the... Where do you come up with that?
I see. Now I'm going to have to
I
listen
love
to
it,
Kenny
by
Rogers,
the way.
Though. I just want to make
I'm
sure.
going to pump that. I'm going to pound that. That's good stuff.
I can't tell you where it comes from.
God, Kenny Rogers singing...
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot.
Let me refresh myself.
Yeah, dude,
on
you
Kenny
take your
Rogers'
time,
voice.
Gabe.
Yeah, that's too much on the spot.
This is special, and I know that I came out of left field with no glove. I get it.
Oh, wow. I need some reverb.
Do we have reverb?
Oh, yeah.
No reverb. This is dry.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I'm gonna take my clothes off.
Wow. Well, you know what?
That is not easy to do.
That's not easy
That's
to do.
not easy to do.
That's awesome. Okay, you pick one.
That's good.
What?
Are you stumped?
All my references are old.
See, that's my
Okay,
problem.
so Alan Arkin.
Okay, I have to look that up too.
Alan Arkin.
Have you ever heard him speak?
Yes,
It's
yes.
very specific.
Yeah, it's almost Christopher Walken-esque.
It is. It's, hello, this is Al.
Hello.
This is Alan Arkin. I can't
Yeah,
even.
yeah. Very
Alan,
New York.
Alan Arkin, maybe singing Back in Black.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Count?
pumping that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Let me listen. Don't you dare do that to me. Alan Arkin live quotes. Don't you hate that? Alan Arkin live quotes. And they don't even play any Alan Arkin
amazing.
clips.
You ever heard of Rozelle?
Mm-mm.
He was a wizard
No,
He was.
in the Middle Ages.
Yes.
Oh, that's.
Is that the one you're talking about?
No.
Wait, now hang on. I thought that was Merlin.
No.
Oh no, that's Merlin. That's King Arthur stuff.
Right.
Rozelle is a rapper, but he does sound effects. So he does like scratching with his mouth and backward stuff with his mouth.
You can't tell the difference.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
yeah. Like,
like,
he's talking. I hear him.
Oh, all that, dude.
What do you say? He's kind of here, and he's got a bit of an accent, like, what? Back in Black. I hit the sack. Yeah.
that's pretty close. That's pretty close. I hit the sack.
I hit the sack.
I hit the sack.
I
Back
bet you
in
know I'm
black.
glad to be back.
Get loose from the noose.
I have no idea. I don't
That's
know.
keeping me hanging around, you know?
Yes. Okay.
That
see.
started to turn a little Sopranos.
A little bit.
That started to go
Keeping me
Jersey.
hanging around, you know.
Yeah. That's like
come to
Bill
my house
Cosby.
and the day my daughter is to be-
Russian Bill Cosby.
You come to my house and the day my daughter is to be scuba-de-bop-do-wop.
Man, that is all over the place.
I love it.
Black and black.
Black and black. Black and black.
Yeah, you hit these sick.
That was sounding like Gryph0n from Despicable Me.
We're covering so many bases.
It's amazing though, like
Or
accents or impressions. They once you start, if you try a full sentence, they end up blending.
They do.
I've done accents like Australian that turn into English that go Cockney, and then all of a sudden, the last thing I say sounds Spanish.
So
I'm
Yep.
like, how the
Spanish.
hell?
Why does it end at Spanish?
I don't know.
I always end at Spanish, and I don't know why that is.
Same.
Or I'll go backwards, and I'll go like Spanish, and I'll end up like, talking like this for many moons, right? You know, and it's like, I don't
Is
know.
that Carl
where-
Sagan?
That was
Sure,
Native
that was
American.
Native American,
That was
yeah,
Native
but-
American.
That sounded like Carl Sagan.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is our planet?
and billions.
Billions of years. And scientists determine that the planet is over 5 years old.
Dude, you sound like the agent in Matrix.
Oh, the Mr. Anderson, welcome back. We missed you.
Oh,
that was
man.
good. That's
I
good.
feel like Keanu right now.
Yeah.
It
I
ends
feel like
tonight.
I feel like I should run
Fast.
fast.
Yeah.
You can't beat an
seems
agent.
You've been leading 2 lives.
Oh, God, that's good. That's awesome.
If you close your
You know
eyes too,
what?
it's double scary.
Dude, here, do it again. And just talk to Rob and talk to me, Darren, and just tell us how
We should run for our lives.
how scary it's going to be.
The problem with you humans is that you sit around thinking you're in the real world and you're not.
I gotta run, man. I gotta run for my life.
Dude, right now, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
That's bad news. That's agent.
God.
You
That's
can't
an
run
agent.
from me. Every man who has faced an agent has died.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, is that Lawrence Fishburne?
It was an attempt.
That was almost him
attempt.
as an agent.
Yeah. Well, that's what would have happened if they hadn't rescued him when he had the. I know the Matrix really well. I love
Do
the
you?
Matrix. Yeah.
Wait, is
Remember
that your
they try to
favorite
hack
movie?
it? It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Yeah.
Okay, what'd you think of 2 and 3 and 4? Copy. I get you. I get you. Those felt forced to me.
They did, and the CGI. I heard a theory that kind of helps my heart a little bit.
Okay.
Which is that the reason the CGI was so bad is that the glitch in the Matrix was causing the render engine to like suffer.
Yeah.
And that was intentional.
Are you
intentional?
Are you really accepting that, or are you just
No, I'm not.
soothing yourself?
No, I'm
Okay.
trying to. Yeah, no, I'm in
It's
denial.
it's self-soothing.
I'm aware that I'm in denial.
I
Favorite
get it.
part of the Matrix for me was the slow motion run with the bullets exploding. The down, 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 down.
Oh yeah. The music
That
is
was all
amazing.
practical.
music
That
and
was
the-
all
the-
practical.
And the explosions of the concrete.
Yeah.
But
So
the
good.
music that went in.
That's right when they went through security, right?
Yeah.
Was that propeller heads?
I don't remember. I just know there's a.
Gary,
And then
Gary, was that propeller heads on that soundtrack?
so good.
Nobody knows, man. What nerd world are you in?
I'm sorry, we're
talking
talking
about
about the Matrix. We're not being nerdy at all. My bad.
Trinity.
Specific scene.
Help!
What kind of nerdy world are you in? Remember in the Matrix when they shot those guns? And
This is my favorite part of the scene with slow motion. He was running.
It's bullet
and he ran
time. It's
upside down.
amazing.
It was bullet time.
I know,
It was
'cause I'm a
revolutionary.
nerd.
They used a bunch of cameras in a big circle, and they took pictures within one like fraction of a second of each other.
The propeller heads do have one track on the soundtrack
That's what I'm talking
Gotta
about.
be that
right
track.
there.
That's very
called
good.
Skybreak.
That's very good.
Can you
The
play
Skybreak.
Can we play a little bit?
Can we get a taste? Can you break us off a taste? I don't know if it's possible.
Big
Let us
piece
know
of
when you
that.
got it.
If this is it,
ahead.
I will win the award for most obscure music reference in a movie.
See if I can
Okay.
get it
I will, and I will grant it
Thank you.
unopposed because that's a deep
The deep
it's,
cut.
It's a deep cut.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up too, just in
I'm
case.
impressed.
Skybreak propeller heads.
Hold on.
That's a beatbox. That's good.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
It just didn't do this the whole time.
Fuck, you were
There,
right.
there,
you
there.
were freaking right. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Boom.
And then wait.
All I want to do is shoot and run right now. I wish everybody could see this right now.
Nailed it.
He does a one-handed cartwheel and he grabs the Mac 11 and shoots it upside down.
Dude.
Oh, come on. Guys, all three of us, come on.
Right there.
Come on, that was too good. Claire, what do you think about that?
I think that was really manly.
You know what?
I've conditioned her properly.
You're welcome, bro.
Yeah.
That's good.
We
Thank you.
just hooked you up on a date with your wife.
I can't wait. Best 3 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
Gary,
That was fantastic.
thank you.
Anyone who's not watching on YouTube should stop right now.
Stop.
Rewind 5 minutes and start watching on YouTube.
That was cool. That was awesome, man. You know what? That was the highlight of podcasting right there.
Yeah.
3 dudes doing imaginary bullet time
That was
to the soundtrack.
Yeah, to the soundtrack.
That was cool.
that
Can
I
might-
think it was cool.
Can I suggest one last topic?
Yes, please.
Well, Gabe sort of glossed over and said he did the fighter jet thing and then just moved on with his
Yeah,
life.
well, let's drill down on that. That's
Well,
a
I'd like-
good point, Gary.
We both have some fighter jet stories.
Yes.
It's super cool.
We've been fortunate enough to fly in some of America's finest fighter jets.
yeah.
I've flown in the F-18, the EA-6B Prowler, and the F-16.
What did you?
And
Favorite? You have a favorite?
Wait, don't answer that yet, please.
okay,
What have you flown in?
Just the F-18.
So that's obviously favorite.
but break it down for us. Tell us your story.
Well, I was contacted by my old unit leader in the Navy,
Okay.
and his actual words were, "So I'm working for Fleet Week New York. They asked me to get a celebrity, and I guess you kind of count." And so I was like, "Wow, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me." And so
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you want to fly an F-18?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And so the plan was I was going to do a bunch of impressions, and they were going to try to knock me out while I was doing the impressions. The weird thing is that the singing prevented me from losing all my air. It acted like a
Kept the blood in
elongated
your
hick
head.
maneuver.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And so my air, I wasn't losing oxygen. And
Were you in a
so-
G suit?
Yeah, we were in a G suit, but we were pulling 7.5 Gs. Like we were max of the airframe.
Yeah.
And I never knocked out. And it didn't even gray out. It was kind of easy
So
actually.
when I flew with the Angels, they got me to pass out, but I didn't have a G suit.
Oh, so they cheated.
I didn't have a G suit, and
Okay,
we
yeah.
pulled 7.5 Gs on a short field break, which means it's a short landing. You yank it up and jack it up, and I hook, and I just went to sleep. And you can see it on Funny or Die.
It's great.
Wow.
It's a
Top
great
Gun,
video.
Top Gun 2 audition tape or whatever.
It's so
but I
good.
go to sleep for real. Had a full dream, all this stuff. Now, when I got to fly with the Thunderbirds
That's the
in the F-16s, we pulled 9.4, but I was in a G suit, and so it kept all the blood. It kept me from passing out. But my face hilariously drooped.
Wow.
It looked like I was melting because my face was pulling so hard.
So it ages you instantly.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
It was
amazing.
crazy.
But the G suit is interesting because it's only supposed to give you 1 extra G of tolerance. So you were still experiencing like 2 more Gs than you did in the F-18.
That's all it gives you?
That's all it gives you. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what's sad.
Well, I was pretty proud of myself then, I guess, because we hit 9.4, but I went down hard without that G suit when we pulled 7, and it was like 7. The 9.4 was a good pull, but it wasn't
sustained. That's what I'm. Yeah.
And when we pulled the 7.5 with the Angels, and I didn't have a G suit on, it was pretty sustained.
yeah,
It
they were trying to.
It was a good long pull.
They were trying to mess you up.
and I went to sleep.
the fact they didn't give you a G suit says I think they were trying to mess you
And
up.
then I flew in the EA-6B Prowler when I was on active duty because I had all my flight stuff from flight school. So I had all my D-Jet and my ejection seat qualification. I had all my
You didn't even have
qualifications.
to like go through the.
So I didn't have to do anything. So I was over in Italy and I got to go up with them on a hop, and it was a BAM flight, basic air maneuver. So every now and then the pilots have to go up in their aircraft and practice maneuvers.
Right.
And it's part of the syllabus, right? And then they do their patrol, and then they take like 30 minutes to knock out this checklist. Like,
Right.
all right, we got to do barrel roll, Immelman, split S, Cubanate, whatever, Let's begin, And so they started going, and we're doing all these aerobatics and stuff.
That's gnarly.
It was a blast, but it was one of the, and so I didn't have trouble then either. But one of the coolest things when we were coming in for a landing, we're flying over all these Italian villages and stuff, and he put on the UHF or whatever, and so we were listening to the Doors, just a local radio station.
That's cool.
So it was just the
cool.
Doors playing as we came, like
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun,
that's
dun, dun,
awesome.
dun. I
That's
was like,
neat.
this is surreal, So
That's
it's very
awesome.
cool, very cool.
They didn't play any music for us.
That's bullshit.
You know what?
I know.
It should have been propeller heads.
Was this Fleet Week in San Francisco or Fleet Week in New York City?
So we were actually out of. Dang it! That's a big base in Virginia, and for some reason I'm blanking on it. I was stationed at Little
Norfolk?
Creek, Norfolk. Thank
It
you.
must have been Norfolk,
Yeah.
But it was Fleet Week
It
New
was
York.
for Fleet Week New York. Yeah.
Okay,
But that's where we
okay.
flew, and I didn't just do the F-18. We were there for a whole week. We went out with the MPs. We went out with the EOD, and we did like a whole thing of it, and it was really intense.
Oh, I bet they appreciated having a fellow Navy veteran come back and do stuff.
The EOD shredded me because it got to them that I was in the SEAL program, even though I didn't even become a SEAL.
Yeah.
and they wanted, there's a rivalry between the EOD and the SEALs because the EOD are like, yeah, we're just like the Navy SEAls except we're smart, and so they put me through the ringer. Huge. I IT'd me right in the beginning, almost killed me. It was like it's super intensive training, and then James, who was the guy who organized the whole thing, said, "Hey, just so you don't feel too bad, the dive motivators, the people running that PT session, I just saw them throwing up and back in the like, so you're good." It was pretty crazy.
That's fun though, man.
It was really fun, and I sang Danger Zone while doing inversions. And
How
pulling
can you
G's.
not?
That's
Right?
I had to,
Yeah.
and that's the clip that went viral. My YouTube video where I posted it only got 2 million views, but it got like 100 million on TikTok, and
Dude.
someone else ripped it.
You mentioned Danger Zone. I was on a plane. My singer's on a plane, same plane. Kenny Loggins is on a plane next to my singer.
Wow.
And my singer, he's got long blonde hair, and he looks like a rock guy. And Kenny Loggins doesn't. And I knew it was Kenny Loggins because I'm a fan, and most of us are.
Well, if you grew up in the 80s at all,
K-Log was the guy.
K-Log.
Kellogg's.
Right? And so they start talking, and Kenny Loggins like, "All right, man, are you a musician?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What do you do?" To K-Log.
Oh, that's got to be it.
And he goes,
I want to die right now.
he goes, "I'm a musician," and he goes, "Oh, cool." So at the end, he's like, "Hey, I'm Kenny," and I go, "Dude, that's Kenny Loggins, bro." He goes, "What? Who?"
Oh, shut up! No, he did not. So,
Now-
he's
now
not
I'm
in the band
furious.
anymore.
Yeah, and
Right?
he's like, "Who?" I go,
He's gone.
I go, "Dude,
Kenny
Loggins
Loggins.
of Messina,
Yeah.
K-Log, let's go." And
He
he's
wrote
like,
every song in the freaking 80s,
so
man.
I go, "Danger Zone, bro." He goes, "No way." He couldn't believe it. That's a real story.
Kenny Loggins, and Kenny Loggins, to me, he did a song with Steve Perry.
What
He
one?
did?
Yes.
Why do I not know
And
this?
and I love the song. The song's great. It's a great freaking song, and I cannot remember the title of it. But it was like that thing when two superpowers get together, and you're like,
Yeah,
did this happen?
ooh,
like,
right.
did they cross
Avengers
the streams?
Infinity War.
Yeah, did they cross the streams? It was like one of those when Happy Days and Shirley,
Yeah.
or Laverne and Shirley used to
Yeah.
cross. It was a crossover episode of the two greats from the 80s.
We got to hear that song.
It's God, why? Help me out, Gary. Look up Steve Perry and Kenny Loggins song.
What are you doing, Gary?
I know.
You are slow on the draw today.
He's back there drinking again.
So I did. Speaking of Steve Perry, it wasn't Steve Perry, but I did get to play with the current lead singer of Journey,
Arnel?
Pineda. Arnel, yeah, in the Philippines.
Really?
Yeah, and we performed together, and then we had dinner together. And I had this high-powered laser because I was into lasers for a while that I built. And I was
Again,
showing
something I've never said anything.
And he glazes over like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
never lasers.
I was-
A
I
laser.
have like
I was into high-powered
right,
laser.
laser.
Oh wait. This is it.
Lived long enough and bound to find moonshine will make a man go blind. Never can tell what the brew will do, but there's time to wind up feeling so fine. Some women seem to have a knack. They'll turn you on and leave you flat. Never can tell who's bad for keeps. So tell me
Hey,
Hold on. Wait till it gets to the.
I know you're hot to take. Don't fight it. Don't fight it.
Don't fight it.
that's a great hook. That's a hook.
Do your hook so good?
That's a hook.
Okay.
So hey, right now, I hate to say it, but we're getting the wrap it up signal.
Oh,
We don't. You know what?
what a way to go though. We'll go out on.
Yeah.
Don't fight it. Don't fight it.
This has been an amazing podcast, Gabe. You're
Thanks for
awesome.
having
Gabe, we
me.
haven't even
This was
scratched the
awesome.
surface on Gabe. We're gonna have to come back to Gabe.
Gabe is a
geez, no.
human iceberg.
He just dropped lasers on us like it was no big deal because I
I know.
dabble in lasers.
We're gonna get to that next time we talk to Gabe.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks,
back.
guys. This was awesome.
Thanks, bro.
And you- Real quick, before we do that, hold that. Do you know if there are aliens in Antarctica? We'll find out next time Gabe's on.